This program is brought to you in partnership with UNDP in Botswana.
Primetime Life.
If you're joining us for the first time, then we welcome you to our journey of discovery pertaining to the UNDP Supplier Development Program, otherwise known as the SDP. A brief but precise description of the SDP is that it's an initiative that was carefully curated to elevate small and medium enterprises to a position where they can better connect with large buyers. We'll be moving from sector to sector analyzing this concept, and this time it brings us to the world of mining energy. The UNDP, through the Supplier Development Program, continues to open up the business world for small to medium enterprises by imparting tried and tested business skills. It is these skills that smoothen the trade processes between suppliers and buyers, opening both to a world of possibilities.
Murupule coal mine was established back in 1973 during the days of Anglo-American. It was set up as part of the Anglo's interests around the copper and nickel mine in Silipi, the smelting complex. But in addition to that, not many people realize we provided fuel to the then BPC-owned power station in Silipi. You'll remember from our history, it was one of the first mines that were operating. Not many industrial complexes as big as this. But it's been quite a journey from the days of being a small 30 or so thousand tons of production per year to currently where we're producing about 3 million tons per year. It's actually a program that's interesting. It came at a very opportune moment for us. We were already on our journey of looking at local supply development. Part of our legacy as having been owned by Botswana before is it gave us an advantage of certain programs that are world-class, underwritten by world-class companies like Anglo. And that was the sustainable program that Anglo calls Social Way, or the Anglo Social Way. The Social Way has a number of pillars that prods it up, and those pillars like supply development, capacity building, local employment, and the others that I may not immediately recall were concepts and ideas or programs that we were running with. And I think UNDP heard about the work we were doing. And when they approached us and showed us their intent, it was such a perfect fit for us to be partners. So it then became natural for us to work with UNDP, such that our supplier economic development program has an impetus in a way that they also had an influence on. And I believe that that partnership is one that is going to enable us to achieve our intents and strategic goals.
The UNDP Supply Development Program came at the right time for us as the mine, when we are intensifying our social performance strategies, with emphasis placed in socio-economic development, particularly on issues of supplier and enterprise development. This was a new type of development program for us, and so far only 9 suppliers have been enrolled into this program. Out of more than 100 of SMMEs in our supplier database. We still have a long way to go in order to have a positive impact on the development of our suppliers. But it is a starting point and a good platform for collaborating with our partners. Nevertheless, we managed to have fruitful engagements with suppliers on the program in communicating our requirements, among other things. I believe with those suppliers, for now, there's a better understanding of our needs, expected goods and services, the quality that we expect from suppliers, and the processes to follow. The suppliers, on the other hand, gave us feedback, and we are now aware of our improvement areas. For example, areas such as improving our payment terms, instead of having just one standard universal payment terms, to regularly communicate opportunities for local businesses, and as well as investing in supplier development, as our suppliers can improve their performance if assisted. So going into the future, really, we'll keep on enrolling suppliers into the program, as well as form more partnerships and allocate resources for improved coordination of the program. The consultants involved in the program are experienced as well, and they've demonstrated dedication in the development of suppliers. And we are confident that the partnership we have with the UNDP will help us attain new heights and business opportunities, and play a part in ensuring future prosperity for the nation of Botswana.
Primetime Life. Primetime Life.
The presence of personal protective equipment in mining and other engineering service-based industries should come as no surprise to those who are familiar with the territory. But who supplies it? Where do they manufacture it? And how integrated are they with buyers? Our next supplier is Line Feed Pty Ltd, and they provide the answers.
Line Feed is a company which was established 2008, and we've been running then, being just a distributor of PPE. PPE mainly talking about protective clothing, not medical related PPE. And then after 5 years it was within the plan, we decided to set up a manufacturing. And then fortunate for us, we found a facility that was already been sold, and it was a brand, and then we bought it, and then that's how Line Feed is owning Justin Manufacturers. But then it's 100% owned by Line Feed. At Line Feed, when we started 2008, we had 8 employees, and then we saw the growth continuously over the years. Moved from 30, before we knew it, we had about 3 shops around, and then later moved to buying the factory, which was 2018, and that was 10 years from the last time when we started, and it was within the plan, and then that's where we brought in, and then all of a sudden we had 70 people. So in total we've got 89 permanent staff and 21 casual staff. And then of our people, we've got 90% of our employees are women, and these are women who are from single households. And yeah, most of the time they are doing that, the machinists, they are doing the stitching. We manufacture our own overalls, which are both certified and Department of Mines certified. And then we've got diverse PPE that we supply, things like boots, your gloves, your helmets. We're importing them from Durban, all of them. And I think we have seen a lot of demand in that regard. Last year, we went into a program with the UNDP, which is the SDP program, which we enrolled into. And very interesting, the hope, that was prior to being hit by the pandemic. The hope, when you look at the program, it was really going to be beneficial for us in terms of, sort of a quicker way into marketing our products into certain types of clients, which we could normally not have access to. But then through UNDP, we managed to access those. Namely, when they came in, they found we had Morupule coal mine, and they helped us to sit down with Morupule coal mine. Then through that, we managed to realize other opportunities that arose over and above PPE. Of course, PPE is a very diverse sector, but it has certain things that they were thought we could not provide. But since then, we have managed to convince Morupule to look at other areas as well that were not within the contract. So we have seen that.
We initially heard about the supply development program from a workshop that was held in Gaborone, It was the Entrepreneurship in Mining Conference. We attended that workshop. We were part of the exhibitors in that workshop. And the program was rolled out and introduced to participants in there. That struck a nerve. We became initially interested in that program because we thought it could open many doors for us and help us in market penetration. And we started engaging with the UNDP consultants from there to see how we could find our way into this program. And we're also fortunate because one of our key clients, which is Morupule Coal Mine, was already on the program. So it became an easy referral for us to enroll into the program.
BG & Sons Investments' core business speaks directly to the needs of Botswana's economy, where goods can move efficiently from one area of the country to another. They are a trucking and logistics company based in Palape, and their participation in the SDP has proven to be a welcome development.
Company ya GB & Sons isimolotse ka 2011. Me simol la ere company le gore e transporta methaba all aggregates, let me say. To ka harologana tse di tshwanang methaba jaanong entse le gone go gape e be ya e gola company ke yone e leng gore gompieno ana ke bua ile gore tiro ya no bontsintsi ke ya di taraka tse di tona tse e leng gore gone jaana di transporta sengwe le sengwe go tswa ko magaleng ko eng se e leng gore se ka batiwa ke di kompone ka go harologana e ka nna mo lehatsheng la rona kana ko mahatsheng a mabapi di kompone tse e leng gore re amana le tsone kana re neela ditirelo di dintsi gone re dirile le di dintsi mme hela mo gompienong ke ka supa gone gore re netse Morupule Coal Mine gantsi re ne re dira le yone ka go neela metšhini ya di front end loader e ba neng ba e dirisa ko mine gore batho ba kgone gore ba e dirise go rwala go ntsha magala kana go dira di stockpile le diteraka re ne re di ba neela le tsone tse ne di rwala hale le hale jaanong e ntse le gone gore gompieno re mo mineage re rwalela mineage magala go tswa mo media re a isa ko Afrisem ke engwe ya ditirelo tse e leng gore re di neela dikontraka ka go harologana se re sa anyule re anyule halelale ka gore bana ba re thusa dilo di dintsi thuto e ba re hileng ka gone gore re le bora di business gore re gole re ka dira jang le gone gore thusa halelale gore ba re kopanye le bangwe ba e leng gore le bone ba dira tiro tse di tshwana tsa rona le gore re ka di bayara tsa rona gore hale o nne o tsene hale mme le bona ba re rotloetsa le bona ba re thusa gore re mendle around le bone ke sone se e leng gore nna ke dumela gore ba re thusitse jalo gape ntse le gone go gape go na le di-short courses tse ne ba re di tsenya tse e leng gore rona dilo tse dingwe ne re sa di itse ebile gape ba re thusa le gona gore re dire jang re kopane le dibanka gore di kgone di re thuse se tsotlhe ke dumela ha ile gore di re thusitse ke dumela di re thusitse.
Sirowe Printers has been in the printing business for decades, well before many companies realized the niche in the printing market. Participating in the SDP has pulled them from the dredges of old order business practices into the modern world.
Company isimolotse ko brigade ka dingwaga tse le tsa bo 84-86 tota rona re kopras ile ka 1986 morago ga dikoperasi di brigade di snow collapse ra kopana le re Patrick van Rysbeck ata gore bitsa ko ne re le phataletse re le teng re ile go batla ditiro gore nya ta le tsosolo sen di brigade mme lona ha le ta ba Sirowe Printers Brigade na go ine re bidiwa Sirowe Printers Brigade le te ka mogopolo wa gore le forma kopras 1988 ke ha re register ya semmuso ke ba le khotala la dikopras a re smana register ra bo gora gore ya no kana ga re hudu ga go brigade re to go kenela re nosi ra bo re to go thibela ha ga re thibeletseng teng ga ka 1990 re dile ka machine o le mongwe hela o no motono le wa khode o le ne re sena di machine di petse dingwe tse dintsi ne gona le di organizations tse dingwe governmental organizations tse ne di re thusa ka madi ne re golagane le lekgotla le lengwe ne le bidiwa code ne le teng nako eo le ne le thusa dikoporasi tse di itshimololang re golaganya le ba UNDP tota batho ba ba re introducing go bona ba morupule coal mine go ra gore bana ba kopana ko ba leng teng ko ba bolela gore nya rona company e re dirisana le yone ke Survey Printers e tswang kgakala e re supply ka dibuka e re printela dibuka then ke ha ba ta go go rona ba re laletsa gore re yo go tsenela di-workshop go bone ba UNDP then ke ha go nna hela jalo be re ikgolagantse le bone bo ba romela consultant kwano gore a te go da go leba gore tota re dira eng o ka re thusa jang and then ke ha ta a ba kgona gore golaganya gape le morupule gore yanong a tokagatse botsala jo kana a bononotse ya rona le morupule ke ha ba taba gore kopanya le morupule mme morupule go kopanya ga rona le bone na ba bua ka ga ba buang ka teng ba bua gore go go ka re bonya mo go direng tiro ya bone ga kere ba go rotloetsa kana ba kgothatsa gore mme le tshwanetse gore le improve hale ka ha e leng gore gantsi la re diegela ka ditiro tsa lona.
Primetime Life. Primetime Life.
UNDP appointed consultants are the third leg in the tripartite featuring buyers and suppliers. They work closely with suppliers to find tailor-made business solutions.
The value addition that we bring as a UNDP through our supplier development program is to actually say, okay, here you are as a supplier. You've been supplying, for instance, Marupula colliery for over 20, 25 years, as in the case of Survey Printers. But then in terms of the quality of your supplies, the efficiency, and other parameters that are important to ensuring that you're a world-class small and medium enterprise supplier, how do you fare? We then, through our evaluation system, consider your level of efficiency, we look at your profitability, we look at the key things that matter to the buyer, such as your turnaround times in terms of supplying, your pricing, is it competitive? And then of course we also look at your internal systems as a company. Are they up to the level where you can operate competitively, both locally and if you are competing, for instance, or exporting internationally, are you at the expected standard? So that is essentially I would say the most important thing that the SDP brings in terms of taking the supplier to the next level. So in as much as the supplier would have an existing relationship with the buyer company, in this case Marupule Colliery, we then come in to enhance the operations and the standards of the supplier. So in a nutshell, that's the objective.
When we come in, bring in the SDP intervention, we first start with, we introduce ourselves, that is the introduction stage. Then we do the diagnosis to check where the problems are. That's we go on site to find out what the sort of problems the supplier is going through inside his own company. And those problems are divided into three. Like we will have operational efficiency, which deals with quality of inputs, which deals also with the pricing of inputs. It also deals with the technical assistance. And the other one that we have is the one to do with delivery. So when we get in there, after checking those, we also look on the buyer side to find out, because this methodology allows us to deal with on both sides of the supply chain of the production. We look at the buyer side and and then we look at the supplier side. On the buyer side, we focus on the procurement processes, the procurement policy, and whatever the buyer is offering that side, it may have some impacts on the buyer's efficiency. So on the supplier's efficiency. So as we look at those, we call them for an interaction meeting where we are able to work on solutions, work towards solutions to find out how we can solve the problems that exist within that supply chain. And we do that knowing that whatever we come up from that meeting, we promote a relationship that will improve the value chain to be competitive and to offer good results to the nation.
Primetime Life.
If you're a practicing entrepreneur, we do hope this program was informative and motivating. If you're an aspiring one, we do hope that it was inspiring and educational. Either way, we do hope to also see you in our upcoming episodes. So until then, it's good night and God bless. This program was brought to you in partnership with UNDP in Botswana.